Now, I absolutely love horror, alright? Love horror movies and love horror stories and absolutely love horror games. Some of my favorite stuff. I've been playing horror games for a while. I've played mostly mainstream horror games as well, so I took it upon myself to try some un-mainstream horror games. Indie horror. Some of the best scares I've had are from indie horror. Why is dog food behind me? And I want to know why. I want to know why some of my scariest moments in gaming are from games that don't seem well enough made to give me a scare. So I'm going to figure it out. I played 3 indie horror games in this video, and I'm going to try my best to analyze them, but bear with me, I failed English. Here we go with the first game, 3 minutes with your dog. Now, I'm not lying when I say this game is really weird, like a lot more weird than scary in my opinion. So in this game, you're pretty much just throwing a frisbee around and waiting for your dog to bring it back to you. Like, that's literally it. But events happen while playing, some interesting events. You can't move your mouse in this game, so it kind of has a feeling of being locked in place. Well, that's literally what it is. The game starts off as day, it seems friendly and not scary at all, but once you throw the frisbee a few times, the whole area will turn into a new, dark park area. There's no more chill, happy music, just the sound of rain and thunder. Getting a little more scary now, is it? You continue throwing the frisbee and words appear on the frisbee. Behind. Now, I'm sure you can all understand what this means, but for people who don't know, I will take a wild guess and assume it means someone is behind me or something. I turn around and there is nothing there. I continue throwing. A noise lingers through me. Does that even make sense? Dude, I turn around and look. It is a dog walking a human. Not very normal stuff, eh? I get back to throwing over and over and over. Eventually, dog food appears behind me, just shaking around. And then it gets closer. Over time, it disappears though. This is when it gets weird, if it isn't weird enough. I continue throwing the frisbee, bet you've never seen that before. And this white dog doing some emote just spawns in behind me. Like, what the fuck? A clean ass transition sends me into a new area. What the fuck? A little different with this one. There is no sound at all. Anywhere. Anytime. That makes no sense at all at this place. Just silence. And then the dog runs away and it all ends. And yeah, now I guess I'm getting walked by a dog. Like I said before, weird. So this game wasn't scary, right? Well, at least it didn't seem like it. But I'll try and explain what made this a little bit on edge, I guess. The sound. It starts off nice and fun and slowly disappears, creating tension, I guess, getting you scared. Ooh. The constant thought that something behind you can always appear, and the fact that you are locked into character and can't use your mouse. Kind of gives it like a claustrophobic feel, I guess. Oh, and the dog food jump scare? Fuck that. The next game is called Something in the Woods. Ominous name already. It starts off with like some sunset screen, and I was kind of confused about this because this doesn't seem scary at all. Anyways, I'm a police officer who just got out of his car to get some coffee at a gas station, and this was my reaction for the resolution in this game. Why am I as tall as the fucking building? It feels like I'm playing Stretch Res Fortnite. Anyways, I enter the gas station and take a look around. I get myself some coffee like intended, and I go to pay. There is literally no one here. I see blood on the floor, and I enter the back room. At the back, there is quite literally a dead body with no head, just chilling here like it's nothing. Also, the spelling in this game isn't the greatest. He's head. Apparently, I gotta figure out why this dude died, so I start to leave the building to explore. I got a gun. I get a warning, completely ignore it and move on. I also pull out a gun from nowhere. There is also some missing person signs around. I explore into the woods and I hear a scream or something. As in every horror game, I move towards the scream to figure out what it was. Not the smartest idea, but we roll on. I find a torch on the ground that points to a campsite. I move towards the campsite and read a note. It's practically just a diary about some dude camping for the first time or something, and he is hearing noises around and stuff. He is probably the dude in the gas station that's dead, in all honesty. I look at what he left at the campsite and I move on further into the woods. I also accidentally shoot and get my first jump scare in this game. And then I continue further. A body falls from a tree and I get jumped again. I continue on and I finally see what is causing this. It is eating something and I move towards it. It slowly turns around, then it starts chasing me, and it actually has the most weird sound ever, and it genuinely terrified me. That's actually terrifying! I die. I do come back once more to see if there's a secret ending, but I'm not sure there is. But you know, if you've played this game and there is a secret ending, just let me know. And that's Something in the Woods. This is honestly just a regular game with a short story, and it's actually pretty well made. I think it goes to show that even a game made by one person can do very well at scaring you. Now, the third game is called Mr. Lupine, and I'm pretty sure this game was made by the same people that made the first game we played, 3 minutes with your dog. So this game is definitely the longest, like by far. So it starts off with me like accidentally throwing this ball or something called Mr. Bully. So my name is Susie in this game, and when I go to retrieve the ball, someone is calling my name. So I walk towards the voice like in every horror game ever. I get closer and closer and start talking to a literal box. The box introduces himself as Mr. Lupine, the name of the game. So pretty much me and Mr. Lupine are now very close friends, and so I start unwrapping him. Mr. Lupine says that he's hungry and asks me to go fetch him some cheese. So of course I go look for some. I pick some up and also find some in a vent. I return back to Mr. Lupine and I give him some cheese by literally throwing it at him, like into a box. I'm pretty sure he's hiding in there. He asks me for some more, so I leave and find some more cheese in another vent, and some random dude just pulls up and gives me some cheese, and then he just like leaves. Pretty weird. And I collect some more on this thing, and another guy hands me some. I arrive back at Mr. Lupine and throw more cheese into him, and the dude literally asks for more. Like, what the hell? Now I have two choices, to either go home or go fetch him some more. So I decide to go get him more because I'm such a great friend. I collect more cheese and I come back to him. This time, he's turning a little red, so that's interesting. I throw more cheese into him and I felt like going home, but he asks for some more. He reveals himself. I go get more, give it to him, and then he takes me away. And then I start feeding him like these red things. They look like livers or something. I get another option. Either I run away or stay. So, of course I stay. And he just rocks up out of nowhere. Okay. Looking a little concerning, and just says that I'm a true friend, and that's it. I survive. I realize there are apparently 4 endings, so I venture on to the rest. So this is the first ending. If you decide to leave the first chance you get, he will let you go if you promise to come back the next day. He is probably going to kill you the next day, to be honest. Ending 2 is if you like decide to run away when he turns red, you pretty much just die, I assume. And the other ending is if you run away at the very end, you will leave and end up in this street. This is probably my favorite part about the game. But if you get near this sewer close to you, you will like disappear. Like, that's literally it. And that's Mr. Lupine, probably my second favorite game in this video. I really enjoyed the first one a lot, like the 3 minutes with the dog one. It was made by the same person as well, but I already said that. This game just had me on edge the entire time, as in like I had no idea what the game was getting at or anything, but definitely very fun and very scary, and I really enjoyed this one. And that's all 3 games down. I had a blast playing all of these, and I recommend anyone watching this to put some time into indie horror games as well. There's obviously a ton of indie horror games out, especially big ones like Slender Man, but I tried to keep my focus on ones that like hardly anyone knows about. So what even makes these scary? Most of these games avoid cheap jump scares. They focus more on the environment and audio, if there is any audio at all, and that is still a contributing factor to the horror. The lack of lighting and the complete lack of voice acting just makes everything seem unhuman. But anyways, definitely check out indie horror games if you haven't played any so far. Anyways, thank you for watching, and thank you for the recent support, everyone, and I will see you guys later. Adios.